let's move right on then, as GST is only closer to being implemented. We've got the management of Blue Dart here to talk about that, as well as to assess the traction in the B2B and the B2C segments. We also want to understand how gradually the benefits of GST will accrue not just to Blue Dart but to companies such as this. So we will be having the management with us. Mr. Yogesh Dhingra is the COO and CFO of Blue Dart Express as well, joining in. Mr. Dhingra, thank you so much for being with us on Hot Stocks today on ET Now. Let's talk about traction in the B2B segment and the B2C segments post remonetization. How have things been?
I think post November, whatever happened, things are now looking up slowly. Business is coming back. I guess it will take another 2-3 months more for the entire whatever loss happened to really come back. Our feel is by June and July, I think it should come back to normal.
Okay, more importantly, we just had a breaking story with government officials saying that the cabinet has approved 4 GST bills and they will be trying to introduce GST bills in the parliament this week. This is a very ambitious reform measure that is now getting closer and closer to reality. Take us through what exactly the implementation of GST would mean for your company as well as the space as a whole. What kind of benefits do you see accruing from this?
Yeah, it will be a biggest reform of our country post the independence. We are, I think, as an industry or as an economy, looking forward to it. There will be huge gains for logistics, especially those who are in door-to-door, express service like Blue Dart. Well, there can be, if one has to start counting, there could be 4 or 5 big, gainers which are there. One is that with the checkposts, which are the state borders, if those are now going to be more efficient and less wastage of time on those checkpoints, it is certainly going to reduce our cost of operation, and straight away it will lead to improvement in your margins. Customers will get a better pricing. Second benefit, what we see is that with the restructuring of various warehouses, today you may have companies having 30 plus warehouses. They may move down to, maybe depending on their business model, could be 6 or could be 8 or could be 4. And with that, people like us, players like us will have an advantage because they will save their cost from reducing number of warehouses. At the same time, they would not mind spending more onto the last mile logistics. So we see that as another business which will help to improve realization. GST will force people to deal with only organized players, because if you're dealing with somebody who is not organized, part of a network, you will not be able to reduce your input cost. And that will force the unorganized market to slowly vanish, and more piece will start coming into organized part. So that will be another advantage which will happen. Electronically, things I think will be more electronically driven rather than the manual. So that will bring in efficiency as well into the system. Today you have wastage, you have certain central levies, some state levies, and you're not able to knock off against each other, right, the input credit benefits.
Right. So this really seems like a big positive, for the company, for the space as a whole, as you've been highlighting. But I want to talk a little bit about your company in specific. The EBITDA margins last quarter touched a 2-year low due to the impact of the exceptional other expenses. What is the outlook on your margins now?
I think when we look at it, we don't look at 1 quarter or 2 quarters. If you speak to any investor globally, people look forward to more of the long-term business strategy. So I think one should not look at 1 or 2 quarters. We feel that over the next couple of years, we will be in a much better position. And certainly with the GST coming in, with the Indian economy now going to take a growth which could be even more than 8%. So there are a lot of positives, and one should look at that. Yes, are we there to encash those benefits? I think answer would be that yes, we are very much there and ready to, get into and extract maximum for our shareholders.
Thank you for taking time out and joining in and giving us a sense of how things are shaping up for the company, what a big trigger as well GST is going to be for the sector as a whole. Let's get in Chandan Taparia on the show as well. We're towards the fag end, pretty short on time. So Chandan, run us through your top calls.